Hey now, it's Dave Furr again, and so if you don't like to watch wood turning videos, then I suggest you just quit this now. Bail out, cut your losses. This is gonna suck. But this is another what do we call it? Commando project that I saw this last night, and I said that'll take me 2 hours. I got to do this as soon as I wake up tomorrow. So I got up at the crack of noon, and and here I go. I took some time. No, I'm just kidding. I got up at a normal hour, but what I did was took some time to draw this out, this project. I'm not going to show you the picture of it finished, but this is a technical drawing, and I don't know if you can see what it is, but it's basically a cylindrical box, and it has some flares and some sharp beads on it. If you don't know what a bead is, it's just a raised area of a wood turning. Usually they're curved and they kind of look like a bead, so that's what we call them, beads. And then coves. A cove is just a sunken area that's curved away from the surface, and a bead rises up toward the surface of the wood. So we'll come back to this drawing another time so you can see it better. But this is like a half drawing because it's cylindrical in shape. And then I've got this. God, I bought this wood a while ago. It's beautiful and it's fine wood, but I think it's olive wood, but I'm really not sure. But it's perfect for this. It's 2 inches by 2 inches, already cut square, which makes life easy. I'm gonna have to round it out, but so I basically, I used that sizing for my drawing, so that's gonna be the size of it. And I just dropped an important screw here in the sawdust, and that sucks, because now I gotta go either find that screw before it gets too lost, or I have to get a new one that's the same size. Bear with me for a sec. I'll try to make this real quick. It should be, I've done this a whole bunch of times. It should be relatively easy to find. Jesus. You know what? If I just take the sawdust and rub it in my hands, the screw will probably puncture my hand. That may be the only real way to find it. No screw there. I'm going to do it the winnowing way. We're going to winnow this screw out of here. Not there. It couldn't have gone that far. Jesus, come on, man. Nope. Nope. Well, screw it. Screw it. I didn't mean to make a pun. The floor is covered with sawdust anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Might as well spread it out. Spread out the joy of massive quantities of sawdust. Okay, that hurt. All right, anyway, I gotta get a new screw. Bear with me a sec. I don't want to have to start over. In case you're wondering about the do-rag, it's because I'm going to be wearing a respirator. And there we go. That was quick. Wow. Wow. I should put some hot glue in there. Basically, I love this lathe, but it's not a very expensive and well-made lathe, but it's great. It does its job. It's just that the way it does it requires me to jerry-rig things, and so it's kind of a pain in the ass. But I'm glad I bought it. Okay, so, no, that's not the piece. Where's the piece that I'm tempted to use this African Padouk. Ooh, here's why you don't want to leave here's why they put wax on this wood when they sell it to you and they ship it to you, and here's why you want to make sure that the ends remain waxed. This end was waxed, all the sides were waxed, but I cut this and then I left the trim over here, and look what's happened now. Can you see that? It has cracked because there's no wax on this surface. It loses water too fast because this is basically, I don't know, probably when they cut it, it was probably 25% water, and when they shipped it to me, and now it dries too fast, and now it's probably it cracks because it dries unevenly when most of the faces are covered with wax and one part isn't, or one end is covered with wax and the other end isn't. Where's my oh, it's right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my jaws. So let me move the camera down. Hold on, I need to get my respirator on sooner rather than later. Yeah, no glasses.
It's gonna be nice and warm in here today. That's gonna suck. I'm gonna get rid of these, so they're a danger when they're hanging around my neck like this and I'm working on the lathe. But I'll put them over here. Yeah, so I decided last week that I don't know if you saw what happened to my nose last week. I created this thing out of Paduke wood for my wife, and when I went inside the house, the Paduke wood is, I'm sorry, it was walnut. So I didn't think it would stain anything, but the walnut dust, holy cow, my sinuses were so full of walnut dust, it's not even funny. I mean, it was just this outrageous quantity of walnut dust. And then, you know, my body started, I started having a runny nose. And when it mixes with my fluids, it turned like a purple blood color, or reddish blood color. So I went in the house and it looked like I was, you know, had blood coming out of my nose and a little bit out of my eyes, and it looked like I had Ebola. My in-laws got freaked out. But yeah, so I think maybe I should just wear a respirator and solve that problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm putting the wood in these jaws. It's actually a really good way to, really secure way to put the wood on the lathe. But at the other end, in addition to that, I'm going to use the live center, this pointy thing. I already made an X to mark exactly where the center is, you know, as close as humanly possible to measure where the center is. And before I tighten down these jaws, I'm going to pinpoint the center and I'm going to compress it in, hold it tight, and then over here, that's going to be a reference for my jaws, right? Even though these jaws are great and precise, the edge of the wood in there is not. So if I just use the jaws to line it up, it probably would vibrate quite a bit at the other end, and it probably would not have an axis that I could repeat in the future. But if I hit the live center on the other end, press it in, and then tighten these jaws way down, it leaves marks, but now I'll be able to replicate the center. Because what I'm going to do is cut 10 ends here. I'm going to work at this end. I'm going to cut 10 ends here. And then I'll be able to turn those 10 ends around and put them in the jaws. They'll be dead center. And, you know, with the rounding that I do, the roughing, and it'll all be good. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view. There we go. All right. I'm going to need the long tool rest. You know what, just to conserve wood, I'm going to start working at this end. I think that'll conserve wood. This wood's not cheap. It's not prohibitively expensive, but there's no reason to waste wood ever, right? Regardless of the cost. So I think working at this end will help me save wood. So the first thing I want to do is cut a 10 in here, then measure, you know, like 5.5 inches from the 10 in will be the other end of the piece, and I'll put another 10 in at that end, because I'll need both, because I'm going to cut this off. You're not seeing it, are you? Okay. I think you'll have a pretty good view now. It turns, everything's tightened down, the tailstock is at the very end of its travel. Whew. I'm not breathing too well with this mask on. I wonder why. Okay, so I'm gonna start rounding it off with my roughing gauge. It's nice and sharp. I sharpened it the other day. This feels really nice. This wood feels really nice. It's like cutting cake, but it's not very soft. Still a little bit flat. There's still some flats in there, but that was pretty quick. I don't want to go down any more than necessary in rounding it out because I want the outer surface intact. I want that full 2-inch surface, as much of it as I can get. This was a 2x2 lumber, so when I round it, it should remain 2 inches in diameter, or approaching 2 inches in diameter. Sounds like it's round. Nope, there's still a flat there, I can feel it. Still a flat. I still feel a flat in some spots. All right, I think we're round now. Let's take a look. Am I right? You think I'm right? Oh, tiny bit of flat, but it was almost completely round. I was close. Let's get rid of that. That also demonstrates that even with my best measurements and my best methodology here, it is just a hair off axis, but that's way better than you would expect. I'm going to call that completely flat. Let me do one more pass. I'll turn up the volume a little bit. See what that looks like. All right. Now, let me see if I have to go beyond this portion. I need like 6 or 7 inches. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do, definitely do. 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I just need to go 1 more inch. So I'm going to put a mark here with my Sharpie. No, that's not the Sharpie I want. I want the other Sharpie. That's a fat ass Sharpie. I got like 20 pens in my pockets. Like 5 of them are Sharpies. And so we need to come down here. At least to this point we need to, is that on camera? Just barely. Okay, I'll leave the camera there for now. But I do need to move the tool rest. You see, I have to use wrenches to move things around on this lathe because, you know, it came with automatic handles that connected, that would engage when you press on them, but they broke in like the first 2 days of use. So that kind of sucked. But, you know, I still am enjoying this lathe. I'm able to get so much stuff done. So I don't really want to complain about the lathe. It was a good value, but not the best manufacturing in the world. That's fun, isn't it? That mark is going to stay there until I'm round. Because I do it on the flat sides. This other piece over here I can use to make a top. I still see the mark, which means it's not flat. It's not flat there. I mean, it's not round there. Now it's round there, and I'm going to smooth out the rest. I'm cutting it kind of close because, again, I don't want to waste wood. There's no reason for that. I think we got enough there. So what I'm going to do now, well, first I'm going to check it. I love that sound. I think we have enough. And it is flat. It is round. So what I'm going to do is cut a 10 in here and a 10 in at the other end. And then we are going to part it and use the tenon to put it in the jaws and the tailstock, both together. Then what I'm going to have to do is part it in the middle, and yeah, I need to think carefully at each step so I don't dig a hole for myself. And whenever you cut tenons, you always want to cut them with in the shape of a dovetail, like a dovetail on a drawer. That just means that the one part is narrower than the other. It has it's conical. How's that? Is that good? Does that work for you? Conical? Not comical. Could be that too, though. Then I also want one over here. No, do I? Well, anyway, yeah, let me go do the same thing at the other end. I can get the tool rest a lot closer. You see that? How are we doing over here? There we go. Who tightened my wrench? How does that happen? I just used it. Wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute. See, that's one of the things that bugs me about this lathe. I thought it was my imagination, but some of the flats on this hex bolt are more. I'm going to try and work quickly, but not dangerously quickly. Ain't nobody got time for being dangerous in the wood shop. Yeah. Now, before I part this down here, I need to think a little bit about, yeah, I need to think a little bit about whether I want to part it both all at once or in two pieces. I think I need to part it in two pieces. Yeah, I think so. Should have made this a little bit wider, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, I'm going to part it in two pieces. So I'm going to part this right here. I'm going to minimize how much of a kerf I use to part it with. I'm going to try and minimize that. I'm going to do it about 2/3 of the way. That'll give me plenty of space to work and decorate. Wow, this wood really cuts great. I love it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I got this right. Don't worry. Don't panic. I already figured out the question I just had, but I forgot. Got a lighting problem here. It is really hard to see inside that kerf to see when it's going to break. Man, this wood feels beautiful under the knife. I don't think I need to go all the way through right now. I think I can break that off and it'll be fine. Because I don't want anything to jam up here or to injure anybody. Because it's very narrow. So what I'm going to do is break that off. And then... Oh, wait, before I do that though, I am going to also do the same thing down here while it's still in the jaws. And I don't think that's going to create a problem with this weak spot. We'll see. I need to cool off that blade. As I approach the middle, oh, you're not looking. As I approach the middle of the wood, I need to speed up the lathe to maintain the linear velocity. Oh, easy, buddy. I'm going to turn the speed down a little bit. The blade's still relatively cool. I touch it to the steel frame of the lathe here to cool it off real quick. It's almost better than water. And I'm going at my slowest speed this lathe can go. I'm going to break this right off. There we go. And no damage done. I'm going to pull this out. And we're going to twist that right off. So now we have two pieces, and they are going to be a top and a bottom and a lid to a cylindrical box. So we can get this out of here now. I'm going to put that aside, and maybe later I'll make a top from that, an olive wood top for the kids. I'm going to move this down here. Let's get this out. It's really tight. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Yes, I am. All right, I always do that. All right, I'm going to put this over here in my pile of beautiful scrap woods. Now, let's get the lid in there first. You know, I probably should have checked to see if this wood, I may have shot myself in the foot here. Nope, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. That's beautiful. We're on axis, almost guaranteed to be on axis because of the way I cut the tenon. Want that nice and tight. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this out. Put my smaller tool rest in because I'm only going to be working here on this center. I think I want to be around there. Now I want to be at a 45-degree angle here. Yeah, like that. That'll be good. Too low. How's that? Good. All right. Great. Tighten this up. Did I tighten that up already? I'll double check. There we go. We turn fine. Let's start making a hole there in the middle. Wait a minute. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's see. All right, so what I need to do is I need to put a mark exactly 1/2 inch from center using my calipers. I want to err on the side of too narrow. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to turn this off. Now what I'm going to do is put a mark there, and I'm going to erase that mark with my chisels as I move outward. I cannot see that mark because the marker is so dirty. I know it looks too small, right? But the way the box is going to be cut, I need some extra wood on the outside. So let's just, it's always better to go too small rather than too large, right? And then, let's see, what do I need over here? We'll do that next. But I do need to put a mark there with this blade. What do we got here? Yeah, I got a little ways to go out further. Let's do that right now. All right, now I start, I'm going to do a little bit of the carving out of the center right here. Maybe I should carve inward. What do you think? You know, for now, I just want to make mark the outer edge, which is right here. Make a nice, neat, crisp mark. That is not the way to hold a chisel, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, I have still further to go. I'm going to put a mark with the calipers there. Okay. Now, that hole should be, in theory, 1 inch in diameter. Let's see what we got here. Nice. 1 inch in diameter. How's that look? It's a little under. And I'm going to leave that like that for now. Let me come back and fix that later. Doesn't really matter. But what does matter, I need to get the size of the tenon here dead on. If not, we got problems. I need to consult my design again. I need about a little more than 1/8 of an inch from the outer edge is what I need. So, let's see, what's 1/8 of an inch? 0.125. Well, we'll go 0.13. No, we won't. Well, let's see. Hang on a second. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Now I'm going to use now is where I can make use of my fine point Sharpies. Yeah, so that's going to be a lip that's another 1/8 of an inch, which is not critical, except that I will have to use it to hold in the jaws there. And what happens okay, I screwed up. Thankfully I didn't cut anything yet. This all needs to come in 1/4 inch. But I need to leave a point here for a decorative piece. So I'm going to start with the roughing gouge. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure which gouge I'm going to use, but I definitely need to use a gouge. I really just need to eyeball this because I got so much extra wood. I can make the box longer or shorter than I want. So I need to eyeball this like this. And I need to come in 1/4 inch deep on this entire piece here with a curve. All right, we're doing good here. This is fine. But maybe I should bring in the tailstock just for some extra security. What do you think? Dead on. Look at that. Still dead on. I love it. All right, so I got a little extra security there. And then I'm going to place this. I'm going to start bringing it in on a curve to make a very pointy bead is what I want to make. I also, what I want to do here is measure 1/4 inch. Is it 1/4 inch? Yeah, 1/4 inch. I can't get my damn caliper. There we go. Alright, it's about a 1/16 of an inch above that inner line. Am I on camera here? No. Yeah? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Let's see, what am I going to use? This wide parting tool is what I'm going to use. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I need a gouge. I'm going to use a bowl gouge here. Let's see what I can do with this. How's this going to look? That feels real good. And it'll give me a nice smooth curve. God, I don't know if it's my chisels are real sharp or this wood feels beautiful. Pretty sure olive wood is what this is. Let's see, for this part I'm going to use my skew to get a nice flat cut. What I'm going to do is bring it in like this. Bull gouge. That is so beautiful. I'm not going to touch it again, but instead I'm going to use the skew to make a nice, beautiful flat. I'll clean that up with sanding. I like this. I love the way this looks. I'm loving it. There is going to be some precision work up front right here, but right now I'm real happy with how this is looking. Beauteous. Now, how about over here? What if I do this? Dang, easy there, buddy. All right, I want to go in 1/2 inch over here. So what I'm going to do, now, I'm going to bring in a channel that's approximately 1/2 inch deep. And this is just a decorative piece, a decorative part of a utilitarian piece. So this does not need to be super precise, but I want to exactly match it on the other end of the box. Beautiful. Man, I love this wood. And I think it's going to be both beautiful. I got a long way to go here, don't I? And another 1/16 to go. And what's going to happen then is I'm going to use that to gauge my depth for that curve. That's perfect. It's exactly where I want to be. Now watch this. I'm going to sneak up on that curve. This method I'm using makes nice, beautiful curves, doesn't it? You see that? Isn't that cool? I love it. And it feels relatively safe. And it is good practice, so I think I'm alright here like this. I don't think I'm going to ruin anything like this. I'm using my body to make the radius of the curve rather than my hands. So it makes a nice, smooth curve. Using the bevel of the gouge as a guide. I don't know if that's completely true, actually. I'm using the bevel of the gouge as sort of a stabilizing force, so I don't make any jerky motions. It's the movement of my body that is determining the radius and how smooth the cut is, the curve rather. Wow, that's looking nice, but I need to fix this up a little bit. Let me get rid of this part over here so I have more space. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's exactly what I want. I just want to sand that up a little bit to see what it's going to look like. See if I need more carving work or if it'll look good. It looks pretty good. It is it's got a nice curve to it, but I don't think I should touch it. I think I should be happy with that and just let it roll, let it ride. I mean, I'm liking that. This is the first time I've ever done curves like this, by the way, so I'm kind of happy with this. Wonder who's watching now. Anybody? My cousin Roy, I would like to see this. I want him to come up and visit. Bring his son up here for a week or two. Hang out with us in the spring maybe. Do some woodworking together. That'd be awesome. I hope he comes up. Alright, so I should have left more space here. I did actually. That's actually great, the space I left. I left about a 1/16 of an inch up here so that when I put the two together, I can cut them together and they will fit perfectly. But now what I need to do is start hollowing out that piece. You feel what I'm saying? All right, so that screw got messed up again. That is annoying, huh? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's put this all the way back. Well, let's bring this over here. Now, you know, I need to start hollowing out quite a bit. In fact, what I may do right here is get my get my drill going. I need to take out a lot of wood from in here, and I want to do it in a real organized way. I don't want to wing it too much. So I have here a 3/8 inch drill bit and a hand chuck. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a center hole here. And I want to put the height of the tool rest. It's going to look crazy. It's going to look really dangerous what I'm about to do. But it's not. So don't freak out, okay? I'm going to set the tool rest right there up against the bit. The bit is not going to be rotating, so don't panic. I'm not going to destroy the bit, but that's the perfect height. I'm going to lock the height down. And then I'm going to position. I'm going to lock down the position here. Actually, that position's perfect, so that's even more perfect. So, yeah, here we go. I'm going to, well, wait a minute. I don't want to go any deeper than this, so I'm going to grab a piece of tape. There's my damn tape. La, 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 la. All right, so what I'll do is put a white mark on there, or a black mark, with my heaviest Sharpie. I really probably only want to go this deep, right? So, a nice fat mark on the drill bit. I'll clean it up later. I should get off. I have other marks on there, blue, black. I should take them off with some alcohol so I don't get confused one day and cut something wide open that I shouldn't. Does that fit? That's going to fit perfectly. And we're going to make a hole. I'm going to turn the speed down. It's all the way down. Perfect. That was perfect. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I can put a Forstner bit in to the tailstock. Check this out. This is my live center. I'm going to knock out the live center. And I'm going to put my, probably should wipe that out so I get a nice neat, so it seats real nice. I should be more diligent about stuff like that, huh? I'm going to start with, I guess, a 3/4 inch bit. Take out a little bit at a time. But I do need to measure that too and put some tape on it. So, la la la. I also need to get this crap out of the way here, this banjo. I'm going to put this chuck key over here with my other. No, I'm just going to leave it right here where I can't possibly miss it. Right. How many times have you said that? I can't possibly forget where I put it if I put it there. All right. How's this look? Let's see. See if we can. All right. Now, but I also need to since the blades don't spin, the bits don't spin. So I don't need to worry about being able to see the mark as it's spinning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically put the same mark that I did with the other bit. Right here. There we go. The rest I can carve out if I choose. Now we're about good here. I don't need to lock down the tailstock. In fact, I'm going to move the tailstock as a way of pressing the bit in. The only thing that might not go well is that the entire chuck might start spinning, but we hope not. I can do it. I can brace it with my hand. I hate these Forstner bits, by the way. Forstner bits in general are a pain in the ass, but these Ryobi Forstner bits actually suck really bad, even as Forstner bits go. Let's see. You'll see a lot of smoke here. Probably. God, I hate that shit. Motherfucker. That's what I was hoping to avoid. That's okay. Hurt a little bit. When the chuck started spinning, it got my thumb. I had my thumb on the gear. That did not feel good. All right, let's get this out of here. Cool it off. That's not hot. But see, it busted out a lot of wood. Despite the fact that I was conservative in starting with a smaller bit that I needed, it still took out some chunks of wood that I'm not happy about. But I'm pretty sure everything's okay. We don't need to worry about that. We're all good. All right, let's try a smaller bit, and then we'll go to the bigger bit little by little. In other words, we'll go up in smaller increments. This is a 3/8 Forstner bit. Now it's going to give me problems too. Watch. I'm not going to put my fingers on that gear again, I'll tell you that. That did not feel good. That dust is hot as hell. Not too bad. I need to see that mark. It's going to rattle a lot again. Brace yourself. Oh, okay. I feel like, okay, that's fine. Let us get the, what am I at? The 3/8 bit in, or the, well, that was the 5/8 bit. And now we're going to go to the 3/4 bit, and hopefully we'll be able to end with a 1-inch diameter bit. So this is actually going really well. This is how these bits are supposed to be used, and this is about how they're supposed to perform. All right, there we go. I want some more smooth bore there. Hey, puppy. Hey, look who's here. Come here, puppy girl. Come up, up, up. Up, up. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. You see the puppy? You're on TV. You want a treat? You want a treat? Oh. Oh. Can you bark? Speak. Ruff. Ruff. Speak. Speak. Can you shake hands? You know how to shake hands? Give. Give. Good girl. You're a good girl. All right, let's go to the 1-inch. Let's go right to the 1-inch now. I'm sorry, 1 inch? Yeah, 1 inch. But first I'm going to take a good look at if it's too big or not. I don't want to miscalculate. You know what, let's go to the 7/8 since this is going so well. Yeah, let's just go to the 1 inch. Ooh, I'm going to go to the 7/8. And I may leave it there. I don't necessarily need a 1-inch hole there. But I do need to measure it, don't I? Let's see. I can eyeball this. I can feel it. It's good. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a bad thing. Don't worry. It's just that this is called a Morse taper here. And I guess I need to bang it in, pressure it or something, or maybe just hold it with my hand as I bring it in. I can feel that it's reached the bottom of the existing hole. I don't want to go any further. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to go with that. In fact, I'm going to leave it like that unless I have some reason to increase the inner diameter there. Wait a minute, I just might have a reason. Let me think about this. All right, what I need to do here now, yeah, we're gonna take out this chuck, and we're gonna go to making a lip. We're gonna go to making a lip here. I don't have the lathe bolted down, and so far it has not been a problem. Now, lip, let's see, we need 1/8 of an inch lip. An 1/8 of an inch is 0.125 inches, right? And I think I might want to overshoot it because I'm worried about the inside. I'm worried about preserving the outside, rather. Yeah. So, I cannot see the mark I just made. Let's get in here with a what do you call it? Tool rest. That's what I meant to say. A tool rest.
Honey, lunch ready.
I'll be right there. I'm just gonna cut this lip, and then I'm gonna go inside and eat, and then we'll start the video again in a little bit later. God, this winter break went so fast. I had the whole week off, and I felt like I didn't even realize it until... Did I make a mark there? What the hell am I doing? I need a fine marker. Blue, maybe. I don't have a blue. I have a purple. Let's do this. All right. Let's do this. It's going to be kind of hard to cut this because what I'm doing... Okay, I need to widen that just a hair. You know, maybe I should do it with the Forstner bit, but that could break things to pieces, and I don't want to do that. On the other hand, that might be safer than me doing it by hand. What do you guys think? I want to do that by hand. I'm going to do it by hand. Here we go. We're doing it. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then the depth. How deep do I want that? I want it to be 1/4 inch deep. So, and I want to sneak up on it. So I'm not going to cut all the way to the line. And I'm going to give myself more depth than I need. So we're going to come out here to like 0.27 inches. Yeah. Well, I don't need to overshoot that much. Yeah, that's good. Because I have this little depth gauge here that I can use to do that. Okay? Not while it's moving, but I could if I want, I guess. Now, what tool do I want? I guess I want this parting tool. And I want to get this out of the way. There we go. That's perfect. I can give it a taper outwards. You know what? I just thought of something. I'm going to put a mark on the tool so I can see that I am at the right depth. How's that? Is that a brilliant idea? I think that might be the best idea I had all day. How's that? Nice, huh? Put a little mark on my tool. Let's go. Here we go. Woo! Well, this is going to be a deep cut. Deeper than I thought, huh? I think we're good here now. All right, I think that's good. Now, let's see what we got here. I think I'm looking good. It's a little messy inside. A lot of that is sawdust, but a lot of it is fibers. And what up? Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not liking this. Hold on. What I did, I need to put more of a, I need to normalize the inside here. Hang on. Okay, and then also this part I need to clean up a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? I don't know if this is crazy, but I'm going to put a nice curve. I need to lower this. I'm going to put a nice curve on the bottom of this cap. I'm going to make it look real pretty. Or I'm going to destroy it. I'm not sure which. I'll decide in a second if I want to destroy the whole piece or make it look pretty. What do we got? Let's see. Yeah, let's do this way. How's that? I'm not supposed to use this tool like this, but let's see what we can do here. Yeah, that's not going to work. I need to do it this way. Oh, nice. That is beautiful. That is exactly what I wanted. Oh, shit. So, that's not bad. It's okay. Everything's fine. I didn't damage anything. What happened was I put too much pressure on it, and that caused it to go off axis in the jaws, which is really strange because, man, I tightened that thing down like you wouldn't believe. So I'm going to take this inside and show it off a little bit, show my wife what I'm working on. There's going to be a decorative bead inside here, and it's going to look like it's another cylinder tucked in there with a bead at the end of it. That's going to look real nice. This was the only part I was really worried about, and we're doing really good here. It's going perfectly well. So, no longer worried about it. I'm going to leave this wall thickness as is.
Lunch ready.
Yeah, I'm coming. And then I'll see you back here in a few minutes, okay? Thanks for watching. I can take this off now. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in a few minutes. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.